anyway, when we look at the U.S. Constitution, in my opinion, it's the most brilliant document ever written.
It's the only thing keeping that country intact right now. The fact that
they're just trying, and who's trying to break it, right? Yeah. Like, that document is not about, supremacies or. No, this is so funny because I made my banner at the PPC for a couple of days on Facebook, right? Yeah. And I got messaged by a couple of people saying,
people commented on
you do that, right? Yeah. Kind of thinking I'm a racist. I'm such a racist that I live in a developing country with a ton of expats who I don't like 90% of them.
Yeah.
And most of my friends are the Belizeans.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know why? Because they don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Right? They don't get involved in this stuff. Right? Like, because they say, like, I saw an argument on it and I just shake my head. I'm not even going to bother anymore. There's no point. Right? How the PPC wasn't trying to get rid of the multiculturalism.
Yeah, this is not true. No, it's not true.
But. Well, here's the thing. Some people say, like, Canada's a melting pot, so how can you get rid of multiculturalism?
Yeah.
You know how freaking stupid it is to say that?
Yeah, it's retarded.
Because if it's a melting pot, multiculturalism can't exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because everybody comes in and they go into the melting pot. Like, you go in, the United States is a melting pot. You come from everywhere and you go into the melting pot and you come out an American.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I remember my dad pointing that out. Going to Canada, like people say, like German Canadian, French Canadian, this Canadian, that Canadian. You go to the United States, America.
Yeah. Well, right? That's one of the things I listened to. I don't know if you saw Maxime Bernier. He did the podcast with Jordan Peterson, and that's one of the more.
Jordan Peterson, isn't that white supremacist?
Yeah, that terrible
fascist
guy. No, so Maxime said something on that podcast that resonated with me really well. Whether you agree with his perspectives or not, this was such a well-spoken thing. And what he was saying is the identity politics that are being played in Canada is
that's where I was going to,
ridiculous. Yeah. And what he was pointing out was, to him, what Trudeau, even the Conservative Party and the NDP, what they do is they play these cards where they say African Canadian, Chinese Canadian, let's pick another Filipino
Canadian. They do it on purpose. So, absolutely. They create division in rhetoric.
Create division just by saying that. Whereas Maxime was saying is, I don't see that if you have a Canadian citizenship, you're a Canadian. You're not some designation of your race or gender or anything. I'm not a brown Canadian. I'm strictly just a Canadian. Just like you are not a white Canadian, you are a fucking Canadian. If we can all get rid of those little tiny identity labels, it will help fucking fix at least a small portion of the problem that's going on right now. But it was just like you just said, when you go to America, or when you meet an American.
But that's changed, what I was saying.
It's changed, but like when I was going down to the train at the MMA lab, no one was saying I'm a black guy. They were telling me, yeah, we're American. It's an identity of the country that you belong to, that you're a citizen of. Whereas now what Maxime was saying, and some other politicians have said this too in criticism of Trudeau's identity politics, is that we're basically labeling everybody again and segregating even further, not just by political party now, but by color, creed, wherever the hell you came from. You get what I'm saying?
It's everything now. It's color, creed, country, whatever medical status you have, what victim status you are.
Exactly.
Right? Like, my goodness, like this is brutal.
Enjoyed that clip? Please head on over to the link below to my YouTube page and watch the rest of the podcast. If not, you can always find me on Spotify or Apple or Google Play or all those. We're on everything. Download, listen in your car, get it going. Thank you for the support. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.